Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays and welcome back to some Hold My Beer. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What was there? What? I don't understand these games sometimes. Now, we're going to watch Ultra Noob driving the brand new TVP. Now, this game, I was watching this game and it's nothing special. I have to admit, it's nothing special. The damage is absolutely crazy, but it's nothing special. And it's one of those where you think, how the hell did he get that damage? It's a team full of noobs, and I always say for someone to get this much damage needs 13 noobs, or at least 11, 12 noobs, maybe one or so good player on either team. And that is this situation. Straight off the bat, it is Castilla. You have 2 TDs in the TD spot. Fair play, okay, nothing really wrong with that. But they have a new TD on their team, and that is the Sheridan. I mean, it doesn't have any missiles. He doesn't want to spot. He just wants to be a tank destroyer, and he's literally sitting with the other TDs, pretty much doing nothing. So Ultra Noob has pushed the castle here. He's pushed it up, and this game is pretty much going to all take place around this side of the map. Nearly every player is around this side of the map, which leaves the TDs and the Sheridan a bit unfortunate because there is nothing to shoot at because they're the other side of this hill. So it puts a little bit of pressure on the medium tanks to actually do some damage. The heavy tanks are also here. Pretty much everyone's here. The enemy have a TD at the back. They have a grill that's sat up the top of the hill, literally at the top of the hill. So it's looking an interesting game. I mean, not every game you see on Castilla, it played around this side of the map. So the thing with the TVP, like I said in my video on the TVP, is you rack up the damage so quickly, and if you can manage to get a few HE shells off your damage, you wouldn't believe how much damage you can rack up. Now, our guy Ultra Noob here, he's going to take out this Progetto, and just look at the damage already, 3.7k, and it's just like, where, how did you get that damage? And he's going to get one more shell in on the Sheridan. Now, I don't like what Ultra Noob does in this battle, and you see it so often when someone's on high damage and then they start chatting, asking for kills, asking for damage. I personally don't like that. I prefer you to earn your own damage in a way. But of course, he still does the damage. The team don't leave him damage. He asks for it, but it's not like, I mean, how often do you see it where people ask for the damage and someone actually says, oh yeah, go for it, you know, have the damage. It's not in people's nature to let people have the kill or let people have the damage. If there's a tank right in front of them, they're not just going to sit there and wait for you to kill them. So I don't like that, and we haven't seen it yet. We're going to see it towards the end of the game, towards when there is just the Jaegeru left on the enemy team. So Ultra Noob already, now there's not much he can do. With the Jaegeru at the back, there is still an unspotted grill. So what he decides to do is flank around, which is the perfect choice. The Jaegeru on his team as well is pushing middle, so the best option is to flank around, to get behind those TDs, because I mean, there's not a lot you can do when you have a pattern that is spotting for you and then there's 2 TDs. Fuck off Twitter. I don't even use Twitter. I don't even know why. I mean, I've got Twitter, I've got it downloaded, only because when my freaking account got hacked, but it's so annoying. Nearly every video now I'm getting a freaking notification or a phone call or a message. It's so annoying. I'm so stupid. So he gets a nice clip there into the grill. He's gone for the reload. He went for the reload, and now he knows exactly, instead of going for the grill, I thought this was a little bit weird. I thought maybe he would have gone for the grill, but no, he's going to sit up the top, and he's actually going to take away their spotter, which is the pattern. The Jaeger actually clears him, but he does some nice damage. So before you know it, 7k damage. Like, 7k damage. How? Where's this damage come from? I mean, this is a team full of absolute dummies. Absolute dummies. I didn't want to put it in World of Dummies. I wanted to put it in this kind of video, like a high damage replay, because he still does pretty well. He still does well. Good decision making. made the correct decision, and ultimately him flanking around pretty much changed the outcome of the game. Clearing that pattern, how he did, instead of rushing the grill, may have changed the outcome of the game as well. So now he does take a shot from the grill. The grill's going to rush, but he does take care of him, no problem, for the third kill and 7.7k damage. So this is where he's gone a bit damage mad. He's seen on the banner how much damage he's got, and it's just like, guys, I'm at 8k, please let me. There's 1800 hit points to get through. I can nearly finish on 10k if you let me have that damage. But of course, the VK, he's not gonna allow it. But fair play to Ultra Noob. I mean, yeah, okay, he's asked for the damage. The VK shot him, and he said affirmative. Most other people would say negative. But you know, he said he shot him. Affirmative. GG, okay, you didn't leave me the damage, not the end of the world. I'm just going to farm the damage myself. So 8.9k damage now, just one shot to go. Obviously, the Jaegeru is a one shot, but this is where he does get pretty lucky, because the Jaegeru bounces a shot on the VK. The VK is going to bounce a shot, and I don't understand what people were doing when they're driving big guns like the VK and there's a tank on 100 hit points. Why doesn't people use HE? But you know, it worked out in Ultra Noob's favor. 9,000 damage, 2,000 base XP. So it's not just about the damage. He did his job. He spotted the team. He was up there. To get 2,000 damage, you must have done. You must have played at least quite well. Next up, we have Nathan, and this is the FV215B. A really good heavy. I love this heavy tank, and this is probably one of, if not the best, FV215B battle I have ever seen. And I'm not exaggerating. It's not like there's a team full of complete noobs. There is a couple of noobs, but again, to get damage like this, you need that. You need those noobs to do damage like this. So he's gone to the middle. This thing has an amazing turret. It does have good gun depression, especially when you sort of go on from the side as well, sort of like the position he is now. Unfortunately misses that shot, and now he's got the mouse there, misses that shot. So at least they know where the majority of the team is. Now, he's got his mouse with him. He's spotted that the IS-7 is pretty much almost flanking. Well, he's coming through the middle, not so much flanking around. So he's going to go for him. And again, RNG at the moment is not on his side. But he's going to be rewarded with the early bad RNG a bit later on with the damage that he racks up. So that is a minute and a half basically gone, and he's still on 0 damage, and the enemy are up on tanks. And here comes the IS-7, needs to take care of him. Now he's started to flank around, so that's a good target to go for, because the IS-7 is kind of isolated. He does have that E50M kind of with him, but at the moment he's not with him, but he's on his way. So Nathan is able to get a shot into the IS-7, but he only managed to get that one shot. The Waffle takes out the Leopard 1, so before you know it, they are 2 tanks down with 5 minutes left to go. So there's still plenty of time left. People underestimate the DPM of this thing, especially medium tanks. You pretty much got a reload of a medium tank, 6 seconds. When you're using adrenaline, 5.9 seconds when you're using adrenaline. So the DPM is really good on this tank. The gun's good. If you can get that HE out, use the HE. It is pretty much Hesh, not as high pen as obviously those. The premium Hesh is basically the bulk standard Hesh that does nice damage. Still got higher pen, and now he's going for the E50M. So that's still 2 tanks down, 4.5 minutes left on the clock. He's rushing this E50M. That's a good target to take care of. A very strong medium tank with good DPM. And at least if he clears him, he now has free run of this IS-7 without anyone pretty much helping the IS-7. Everyone on the IS-7 team is pretty much all around the other side. So that is now 4 tanks left on his team, 5 tanks left on the enemy team, and he's managed to rack up 3k damage. So there is still a full hit point mouse. Now, do you go for the mouse, or do you leave the mouse and go for the team around him? Because obviously the mouse has just so many hit points. There goes the Death Star on the enemy team. So at least that's one big gun out of the way. So do you go for the mouse, or do you ignore the mouse and go for everyone around? Because in the position that the mouse is in, the mouse seems to be doing okay. He's getting himself into a nice position. He's angling himself really, really well, and he does get a bounce for his hard work. But now, again, that was a nice shot on the cheeks. People forget on the mouse when they are hold down. They go hold down and they seem to forget how weak the cheeks are when you're not moving. If you are going hold down and you are aiming, at least you have to wiggle your turret. You have to, because you're just the cheeks are so weak. You're just going to get penned all day long. And when you've got something like an FV215B coming at you, something with an amazing DPM, you're not really going to do too well. So I love the fact that the mouse is actually getting ignored. He's shooting everyone and killing everyone around the mouse, and he's pretty much going to leave the mouse until last. He's going to rush this VK45. It is a tier 9. If he can side scrape, if he can angle, hold down, he should be able to get a bounce from this guy. You can see he's just hugging this rock. He's blocked 2,000 damage at the moment. If he can get the shot off, he does. Gets another block damage, and now he will have the VK on the reload. At the moment, it is a 2 versus 3. There goes the Death Star, which left it a 1 versus 3 for literally a split second. But, you know, a split second, if he wins, that split second is still going to get him that Kolobanov. Now, it is a 1 versus 2 now. I love what he's doing here. There's 2 minutes left on the clock. There's no point him attacking. If he attacks now, then he's going to have 2 big tanks around. He's going to have the Waffle, and he's going to have the Mouse, who is still full hit points. So he is relocating. He's getting himself into a different position, and what he's hoping to do is break them 2 tanks apart. Obviously, with 2 minutes left on the clock, when it's a 2 versus 1, they're not going to stick together. Unless they're in a platoon, they're not going to stick together. They're going to want to find this tank as quick as possible. And with a map like this, it's quite a big map. They need to cover more ground, so they were most likely going to split up to try and find this tank, which is normally the standard. Normally, if you're trying to look for a tank, you don't go together. You want to cover as much ground as you possibly can. So he has spotted the Mouse. I think he was kind of hoping that he spots the Waffle first, but he's gonna take full advantage of the Mouse being in the middle of the map, and he's now got himself into a great position. He's hiding his hull. He's only showing his turret. He can I would probably angle the other way to the left side, because he obviously, to get the shot off on the Mouse. There we go. He's actually listened, and he's actually doing it. So there we go. He's now racked up that 7,300 damage. He has just farmed this Mouse without losing any hit points. But now the Mouse knows where he is. The Waffle knows where he is. They are on their way. The Mouse is on his way. There's the Waffle, also full hit points. That was a lovely snapshot into the Mouse's cheeks. He's just going to take 2 more shells to clear the Mouse. He's literally completely farmed this Mouse from full hit points without losing a single hit point in doing so. But he now knows the Waffle is coming around, so he's going to ignore the Mouse for now, which is probably the right decision. The Mouse is not in any danger at the moment. He's in a position where he's not that dangerous, and there's not much he can do. So he's just going to farm HE. He can clear the Waffle really, really easy, and the Waffle's got a big gun. It's a quick tank, and you don't really want that getting around you, doing that big damage. And before you know it, 9 seconds left on the clock. He's just about to reload. 1 second remaining. He gets around. 1 second of the reload. With 3 seconds left on the clock, he takes the kill. What a game. Absolutely fantastic game. 9.7 thousand damage. Insane and well played, and fully deserved. Hope you enjoy those replays, guys. The second one was definitely worthy of that damage. First one, not so much. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy. Catch you later.